Welcome to Community Roundup, powered by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. This is a show we look at nonprofits, charitable organizations, and sports clubs that make Fort St. John area such a remarkable place to live. My name is Ed Hitchens, and of course, I am your host. And today, we're joined by Laurie Cardinal, who is the founder and president of the Vertical Ultimate Challenge.
Vertical Slam
Ultimate Challenge Society.
Yes.
Thank you very much for joining with me,
Thank you for
today.
having me. Thank you for having me.
This is quite an interesting scenario that you put together.
Yes.
Endurance races.
Yes.
We know that you're enthusiast about endurance races,
Yes.
and you decided to bring something like that to Fort St. John.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the history of the event, why it was founded. What was it that you think attracted people to participate in these long endurance races?
So we came to the area. It actually all started that Fort St. John doesn't really have a really big trail race. We have a lot of road races, but we don't really have a trail race. And I personally love trail racing. It's a totally different sport. It brings a totally different dynamic to the sport. And I wanted to show everybody what a great community we have, how much we have outside, the trails to explore, that sort of thing. So we had started first with the initial trail race. And from there, we were kind of looking for a cause. So when we were looking around how we could do a cause, one of our directors at the time had kids in school, and she had given for the local meals program, at that time they had a monthly sheet and you filled everything in and paid for it. So what happened is that she had double paid it. And the principal called and said, "Oh, you double paid. Do you want this carried over to next month?" And she says, "Give it to somebody in need." So she went to go pick her kids up from school, and there was a woman crying in the hallway saying that she was so thankful because she literally had no money to buy lunch. And then it made us realize that, well, we could really make this our cause. So we started researching all the schools, and it's actually astounding how many kids are going without food, how many kids aren't bringing lunches. The schools are not funded. Yes, the government started a funding program this year, but it really doesn't even touch the tip of the iceberg. So the schools are finding that the kids are coming without lunches, and many of them are going home without even enough food to have dinner. So because the schools are underfunded, a lot of the people are taking money out of their own paychecks to supply food for these children. So we decided, let's do this as our cause and let's help them out.
Okay.
There are 22 schools in the district, so we wanted to make sure that every single one gets an even split.
Okay. And this took place this month. Tell me about how the turnout happened, what the turnout was, how many people participated. I knew there was some rainy weather involved in it as well.
Yeah, we are a Vertical Slam, the Beaten River Challenge, the one we do for the school meals program. It was super windy the day before. We had some great weather for that. We had our top show up. We had 177 people sign up and 156 people take part.
Okay.
We had some major sponsors this year, including ConocoPhillips and Sage Creek, as many other community founding members, but we were able to raise over $46,000 for the schools this year.
Is that the most you've ever had?
That's the most we've had in a year. So in a grand total, that brings us almost up to, because we've been running this 10 years, brings us close to $200,000 that we've raised for the schools in the community.
All right. So if somebody who's never been to this was interested in trying it out, what would they be able to expect from the event next year? What would they take away from it? What would they be?
It's a very welcoming event. It's all fitness levels. It is trails. I am going to say it's not easy. It's not a walk in the park. But there are no time cutoffs and no pressures. We keep the costs low for the participants, and we do a lot of fundraising in the community with local sponsors to do most of the fundraising for the schools. The participants are just the cherry on top. So we keep the costs low so that families can come out and whole families can participate, and all ages. You can walk, you can hike, you can run, you can take it at whatever pace you want. We just love to have people out and bring recognition to the cause.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there is also a second race that
Yes.
did take place this weekend
Yes.
with the rainy weather.
So
Talk about that a little
the
bit.
weekend after is the Sedonic Miles for Smiles 1 to 24 hour. We do it at Fish Creek. What it is basically our friends Steve and Nicole in Sedonic. Nicole was a longtime teacher at Taylor Elementary. She had a long battle with cancer. And then Steve was a trail runner and our dear friend, and he passed away a year later. And he said the worst ultra in the world would be doing multiple laps on Fish Creek. So this became born. So how could we carry this over to represent either people that in our lives that have fought cancer and Steve and Nicole fighting cancer? Is we knew we could make this into a fundraiser where we give money and in the form of gift cards to people receiving chemotherapy at the local hospital. So we actually buy gift cards and put them in envelopes with special sayings for people, and the chemo nurses hand them over to people coming in to get chemo. We've had some pretty good years. The last 2 years have been very rainy. Last year we had 60 millimeters of rain, and this year we had 40 millimeters of rain over the weekend. But we had a phenomenal show up, and everybody just came out for the challenge and was high-spirited the whole way, and we had a great turnout. We've raised close to $5,000 for people getting treatment.
And that not only gives somebody a break in terms of getting groceries, it also helps them out, gives them a little bit of a boost, on such a...
Yeah, they can use it for groceries, or say if they were allotting money for groceries and we give them this gift card, they can maybe use that money for bills. Or even like sometimes you just need to buy yourself something, something nice just to make your heart feel good. So maybe that just is for you.
Okay. What if somebody who was willing to volunteer, looking to volunteer, how many volunteer hours would they have to put in? Where would they go about finding that? What types of things would they be doing if they volunteer at one of the events?
So we do have a Facebook page, Vertical Slam Ultimate Challenge. We are working on a website. It's a work in progress to have. They can contact us. We have an email on there, verticalslaminfo@gmail.com. We always take volunteers if you want to become part of the director organization. We have meetings that start in November, starting to plan and fundraising through. You can email that to be interested in that. We also take a lot of race day volunteers. So people that are busy but want to help, they can just come out and contact us, and they can help on race day as well.
Okay. Again, you mentioned it already. Tell me again, where can people find more information?
Facebook for Vertical Slam Ultimate Challenge, the Facebook page, and email at verticalslaminfo@gmail.com.
Okay, before I let you go, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
It's just, we love this, and I like the directors that we have. We're a very small group. We're about 4 or 5 people at most. We do this 110% volunteer. We all have jobs and busy lives, but we do it because we love it, and it's near and dear to our hearts. So if anybody wants to volunteer and help out the society in any ways, you're never going to feel better for helping out. It really helps the community.
Okay, that's all the questions I have. Laurie, thank you very much for the time.
Thank you.
This has been Ed Hitchens for EnergeticCity.ca and Moose Media for the Community Roundup. Once again, the Community Roundup is brought to you by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. If you like what you see and want to see some up-to-date content, click that like and subscribe button. We'll see you next time.